Hello, welcome back to Grey the Gold Witch. Today we're doing a reading on Falling Leaves, Messages for Autumn, and I'm very excited for this reading. There are 4 piles today. The first is the Selenite Tower. The second is Apatite. The third is Red Jasper. And the fourth is Amethyst. So take a second and pause the video and meditate on the piles if you need to, and I will see you in your reading. Hey, pile 1, if you chose the Selenite Tower, then this is your reading all on autumn messages for you. So let's get into it. We are going to look at oracle cards first and then go into the tarot for more detail. So off the bat we have the Tiger and Bat. What I see for you off the bat is a sort of anticipation about what's coming for you in autumn. I think I'm getting like the feeling of before you go to a concert, when you go to a concert and the act you came to see is about to come out on stage and you have that feeling of anticipation and excitement. That's what I'm getting from your reading off the bat, is an anticipation for what's about to come. You're definitely going into a new beginning, a new chapter in autumn. There's some new event that is marking a definitive ending from your past chapter and a new beginning here. And what's cool is that the Tiger talks about the nighttime and waiting in the night. And the Bat is all about the night turning into the dawn and there being a new beginning in a person's life. So yeah, there's something sensual here too. I think you are really glowing up in autumn and you're going to be attractive to a lot of people in this new phase of your life. You're literally glowing is what I'm hearing. So yeah, you're coming into some new experience, some new chapter this fall. And there's a bit of a waiting period before this happens. And your power is very prominent here. And also the nighttime, I think you'll be getting a lot of ideas and excitement. There will be some factor about nighttime here that's important for you during the fall. I'm thinking about how bats are nocturnal. I mean, I don't think you'll be nocturnal, but I think there will be some significant events that happen to you during the nighttime this fall. So let's keep going. We have repopulation. And we have make-believe. Wow, okay. So with repopulation, this is all about how everything has its cycle. And sometimes our harvest, when we harvest abundance, we might have a bag of apples, but eventually we'll have eaten all those apples and we'll be ready for new ones to come and for the seeds to be planted. There's basically like the thought process that everything comes in cycles and there's always the fall season's about falling leaves and things falling away, and the winter's about kind of the coldness and barrenness, and then the cycles continue to repeat and basically nothing stays stagnant for long. So what I'm seeing is you might be waiting on your abundance to come in. I like that 18 and 17 are decreasing. I see that this abundance is coming in quickly. And it might have to do with a full moon coming up when you see it, that this new chapter will begin. What's cool here is Spirit saying that whatever you want out of this new chapter, you're being asked to manifest it, write it down, do a vision board, whatever feels right for you. Because whatever you're dreaming of in this new chapter can come to fruition. Because your power right now is very, very unstoppable, and you're going to be so grateful that these new apples come in. I feel like the apples are coming in on this full moon, metaphorically. This new harvest of abundance. And you're learning important lessons here with impatience and knowing that what's meant for you will come to you. Because this autumn is reminding you that patience pays off and a new beginning's coming for you very soon. And I see that you are going to feel like so many opportunities are aligning for you, and what you had dreamed is going to come into existence now. So manifest right now. This is a very powerful time to manifest because you're in this waiting period. Next we have Wise Salt and the Thread. You're very in sync with the universe this fall. And this waiting period is meant to help you have wisdom about the cycles of life, and that this is helping you for future abundance, for future experiences, to remind yourself that there's always this waiting period, and it's not like things come in all the time. There's different periods for different things. So with the Thread here, I see you're very connected to the abundance of the universe and to your life force. And this is a prime time to manifest because you're just very much in the flow. What's cool here is there's also 2 rainbows, and those are often a sign of the beauty after a storm, after pain. Here's the beauty. And the back card, coming back to that, is all about a definitive ending and a new beginning. And it recommends, if people are having trouble with this new beginning, to watch the sunrise, to remind yourself that night comes and the day always follows. And you're really in this chapter learning about the process of day coming to night, or day becoming night, night becoming day. And you're going to feel very connected to the people around you this fall, and feel as though people are brought into your life with purpose. There's a reason for everything, every experience you have, every person who comes into your life. You're going to have a lot of fun this fall. And I think people are going to be coming to you for your wisdom. Friends might be asking you your advice, and because they see that you had this patience and serenity during the still water period, and when things came rushing in, it was as though you'd anticipated it. And people are really going to respect your wisdom in this chapter of your life during this fall. So we have Don't Stop and Abundance. Wow, I just got chills. So Don't Stop. It's easy during the still water periods to think that nothing's going to happen and to want to give up. But your spirit guides are reminding you that you are literally on the precipice of everything you want, all of the abundance you want. Everything is coming in for you. Everything. So don't stop, even though it might feel slow right now. Keep putting your head down, doing what you need to do to get there, and envision what you want your life to look at on this next side, this next chapter. Because abundance is coming in for you in all forms this fall. Financially, socially, just with the gratitude and feeling that you have enough in your life. You're going to feel very connected to the divine and know that all roads led you here. I'm hearing The Last Time by Taylor Swift. All roads, they lead me here. There's something about how the only constant in life is change here. And this period of your life is preparing you for change and making you more comfortable with its cycle. I feel like you're going to be very connected to the ebbs and flows of life. You're back in the natural rhythm of life. And you're being reminded that just because things change doesn't mean it doesn't get better as they do. And I think you're realizing that now. And this is a very prosperous time for you. Speaking of prosperous, we have the Empress. And what's cool is this reading is titled Falling Leaves, and there's a tree here. So I'm taking that as a very positive omen that you are on the right track for yourself. And you have a lot to be proud of. You have learned how to be receptive to what the universe brings you. And that's why you're handling this patient period so well, is because you know that what's meant for you will come in. And we see with clear confirmation that what's meant for you is coming in. So in terms of career, relationships, what have you, the only person you have control over is yourself. And I think you've grown into this very beautiful person who is energetically aligned to have all of the beautiful things you want attracted to you. They're coming in. And really, the cards are saying sit back and wait for this abundance to come in. And your main challenge during the fall is patience and accepting that things might start off slow, but once the ball gets rolling, you will be swept up in all of the glory of that. So we have initiation and we have truth. So with truth here off the bat, your heart chakra is expanding during this time. This is a very blessed time in your life. And you're seeing the truth behind the cycles of nature and knowing that your harvest will come. And that's giving you even more serenity. And with initiation here, your chakras, that's so cool, the chakras are here. Your chakras are aligning and you are in connection with the divine truths of the world. And we talk about this new chapter. I see you walking through these steps into this new reality where you really know your worth and you trust in the cycles of nature. And this is really making me think of so within, as within, so without. So nature is a good reminder of the cycles we have in our life. That fall, we shed our leaves. In the winter, we wait. In the springtime, things start to grow again. So you're getting more in sync and in harmony with these cycles, and knowing that just because it's a still water period doesn't mean this abundance isn't coming in. I see a lot of gratitude here and a lot of joy for this new beginning where all of these fruits are harvesting. There's also trees here and poking out here. So it's more confirmation that you're on the right path and that this fall is going to be a very auspicious time for you. And I think you're going to, when you look back on this time, you're going to see how different your life was before this point. There's a very clear before and after here. We have waxing crescent. Oh, we were talking about the moon and 11th house. So 11th house often is discussed in terms of the future, and that the 11th house helps us see into the future and what's coming for us, and our desires and our hopes, and also how it's a house that really reminds me of abundance. And I see that this fall you're going to be getting the harvest of what you desire, and it's going to be a very beautiful time. And it's almost as though you hiked this mountain and you're seeing everything that you've created through the trials and tribulations of your life. With waxing crescent, I see you're just getting started. This abundance is just starting to pour in, and I think it will begin after a new moon. I feel as though the full moon and new moon are about 2 weeks apart, and we have 18 and 17 here. So I see a period of about 2 weeks of slowness, and then things start to speed up. So this really is coming in faster than It might even seem it's like you're on the last leg of this patience and things are about to start rolling in. Wow! That's pretty cool. Is there anything else I'm picking up on that Pile 1 needs to know? Meditate during this patience time. It'll help you listening to sound meditations. I keep hearing watch and wait, so this is just destined that these things are coming in, and you're asked to just go with the flow during this time. So we're going to look at the tarot cards now for extra confirmation, extra info. Whatever you need, we will get. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use the Crystal Bodies cards, and then we're going to use the Alice in Wonderland cards for clarification. I like mixing the cards. It's cool. It's really cool when two of the same cards come out, like in both decks. So we'll see. Ooh, one more. Okay. What does Pile 1 need to know? I take the time I need to rediscover my vitality. It's in reverse. I am my own anchor. In reverse. King of Cups. And Two of Wands. I focus on what I want and make it happen. In reverse. And anything else? I have everything I need to prosper. In reverse. And I calmly make the best possible decision. Two of Pentacles upright. Okay. So I'm going to clarify these cards now, and then we will get into it. We also have I dedicate myself to what I believe in on the back of the deck. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. What does Alice want to tell us? I always think about that cat and the Cheshire Cat. He's a baddie. Okay. Let's clarify the Four of Swords in reverse. Ooh. Okay. We're gonna redo that. Let's clarify the Four of Swords. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. Oh, look! 2 and 2. That's cool. The Ten of Wands in reverse. And on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a big time in your career. Big time. And this new chapter, I think, is coming in your career as well. So what I see is, with the Four of Swords in reverse, I take the time I need to rediscover my vitality. I think you're feeling a little restless, and you kind of want to keep going, because you see that the end is near and that you're about to have this breakthrough in your career. And I think this patience time, the reason you're having this time for patience, is to help you work through some subconscious beliefs that might be limiting you right now. I think you might be focusing on other relationships as a form of escape, like people you have crushes on, romantic relationships. I think you're looking for that fire. We talk about how people in our lives, past love interests, were old flames. And I love that saying because it reminds me that the reason we're so attracted to other people is because of the warmth of having another person. It's like being drawn to a fire when it's cold. And whenever you're overwhelmed by this still period, it makes sense you'd want to get closer to a fire and be near someone. It's primal. So do not beat yourself up about this. But when this balance, whenever this prosperity and happiness comes in, you need to be self-focused. And that's what this patience time is doing for you, is helping you get into this self-focused mindset where you are less reliant on other people. And once you really believe that you are your own anchor during this time, and you really focus on the things that you care about and want to make happen, rather than going into this escape mode and knowing that you have everything you need to prosper, once all that happens, this new beginning is really going to start. But it's almost as though you're going from being the Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. And to do this, you have to fill up your cup first before you fill up anyone else's. It's crazy. The King of Cups is right here, and Queen of Cups, I'm just noticing, that's divine counterpart. So you might be aching for that divine counterpart, for that. Or you might be relying on your relationship right now if you're in one. Or focusing too much time on it. And with the Ten of Wands in reverse, I see that you are meant to focus on yourself right now. And that's what this stage of your life is bringing in, is for you to have self-focus and not take on other people's responsibilities or burdens. Because when you focus on other people right now, it's taking your life out of balance. And I see that for you to move forward, you're going to calmly make the best possible decision, and that's to focus on what you can control and not on other people, because we can't control other people. We can only control what we do. And through this acceptance of only being able to control yourself, you're going to realize you are your own anchor, and that when you focus on something and dedicate yourself to what you believe in, it will come true, and that this rest period was necessary. I think these cards being in reverse is not a bad sign. If anything, it's you working to better yourself and realize ways in which you might self-sabotage or focus your energy in a way that isn't really conducive to you, to your soul path. So I'm seeing you learning how to focus on yourself first and other people through that focus, because everything starts within us. And if we focus all our energy outwards, we're not going to have anything to give people. It has to start from within us, how we take care of ourselves and what we do. And I see you realizing that during this fall, and really balancing out your life. I think your relationships and your career, your work-life balance is going to be very good because of this time, because you're focusing on what you're passionate about in more than one arena, and you're balancing out your time and really believing in yourself and growing into this Queen of Cups, knowing that you don't need help like the Page of Cups might. You're self-reliant and you are your own anchor, and someone is going to come into your life who is their own anchor too. But if someone came into your life right now when you're feeling like a place of lack, like you need someone to help you during this time, it's not going to be a healthy relationship, and it's not going to give you what you ultimately are truly desiring. So once you have this self-reliance, someone will come in. But right now, focusing on another person is just an escape route to not having to focus on the work that must be done in the present. Yeah, pile 1. Let's see if there's anything else we're getting here. You're going to just be so confident during the fall, and really, this period is a very solid foundation for the rest of your life, honestly. You're really learning self-respect and doing the work you need to do to achieve your dreams. And someone will be coming in the future, but it's not until you have this reliance on self and this self-confidence and knowledge that you have everything within you already that you are craving and desiring. And everything outside of us is just a reflection of what we are craving internally. Everything's a mirror. And whenever you have this solid foundation for yourself, you'll start getting solid offers. That I have this strong feeling, especially with that Bat card earlier, and how it, like, we were talking about a definitive ending and a definitive new beginning. I feel as though whatever relationships come in the future are going to be nothing like the ones you had in your past. And if you're currently with someone, your relationship is going to shift in a very empowering way. Because it's you getting your power back and realizing it was always within you. And you are just stepping into this very powerful time where you're very attractive in all aspects of life. So, Pile 1, this is what I'm getting for you. You are in for a treat this fall, and I see a lot of growth and power within you. So, yeah, it was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and I will see you in another reading. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 2, if you chose the Appetite Stone, then this is your reading. All on autumn messages for you. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this, it was meant for you. Okay, let's get into it. So we're going to first look at the oracle cards and then get into the tarot. So let's see what we have first. We have the unicorn and the elephant. Wow. Pile 2, off the bat, you are very, very protected by spirit and by the universe. And you have a very important soul mission on this planet in this lifetime. This is very cool. So during autumn, during the next few months, I see you being very connected to spirit, very close to your divinity, and trusting in a higher power that things are working out in your best interest. And I'm seeing that any obstacles that come in your way over the next few months will be taken out of your path. The elephant's the most auspicious card in this deck. They are very powerful and basically show that your fate is very good, and anything that's not in your highest good will leave your life, and spirit is working to bring you into the most fulfillment you can have on the earthly plane, and that's the current process you're in. And with the unicorn card, I see you already know this. You're looking at the elephant and you're very connected to your divine truth, your divine purpose. And in the fall, I think some very momentous, beautiful things are going to be happening for you. And there might be some trials, but you'll get through them with a lot of ease. And anything that comes in your life that is a trial or is difficult is meant to further strengthen your power. So everything that's happening in your life right now has divine purpose and is teaching you lessons that are necessary for you to fulfill your dharma and do what you intended to do during this lifetime. And I just see you're a very special person. People definitely notice your power and notice that you're unique. I was hearing in another tarot reader's reading, she was talking about how some people are meant to be relatable and some are meant to be aspirational. And I see that you're the kind of person that is meant to be aspirational to people. And that's really cool. And I just think you're bringing a lot of light into the lives of the people around you. And you're getting this back tenfold in where your life is headed. It's a very beautiful journey you're on. And with the red dot on the elephant and the horn and the unicorn on the same place, I see that your third eye is very activated. This card also corresponds to the third eye, so that's another confirmation that whatever is happening in your life is very connected to the spirit realm as well as the physical realm. So I think you'll be noticing that duality in your life. So we have Left Out to the Wolves and Rainbow Transference. Oh my god, look at the rainbows. Okay. What I'm seeing is that anything difficult happening in your life is to strengthen you and to make you an even more fierce warrior. I've talked about this in other readings, but warriors can't be warriors unless they go to battle. So whatever's happening in your life, you will come out stronger. And I'm hearing Fight the Powers That Be from Do the Right Thing by Spike Lee. That's cool. That's a very good movie. Maybe you're being asked to watch it. So anything that's happening is to strengthen you in your path. You might have I feel like this is something you've been dealing with long past autumn, where you've been put in difficult situations that have made you stronger. And you might have a couple of those now, but I see that you are such a good warrior. It's not something that surprises you. It's just something that you effectively move past. And I see that with your connection to divinity, you wouldn't have this strong of a connection and this ability to help other people if you hadn't been through this experiences. It's almost as though you're this like very pure, beautiful soul that's connected to spirit in a profound way. And to strengthen this connection, you had to go through difficult things. You had to strengthen your perceptivity, realize what's good for you and what's not good for you, realize who has good intentions, who doesn't. You've had a lot of situations like that in your life because it was meant to bring you into this ability to recognize the divine and work with the divine. And if you had had this beautiful life of the unicorn without these trials and tribulations and the ability to see that you have been helped on your path this whole time, you wouldn't have this strong of a connection. So I'm really seeing that everything that happens in your life is fated and meant to teach you something. And these things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. They're happening for your life mission. And I see that you in no way play the victim. You definitely have been victimized by outer experiences, but you have fought like a champion, and you see that everything has taught you something powerful and important. So I see you have a very perceptive eye that has come about from your life experience. We have the peacock's tail in the village. Oh my god, another rainbow! Okay, I'm gonna flip these because that feels right. Okay. You definitely grew up in a constrained environment, an environment that really, I feel like, strengthened you into this person and really tested you. And I think to see that these people were very narrow-minded around you in different circumstances in your life, and by seeing these narrow-minded people, you became very open-minded because you knew what you didn't want to be. These bad experiences show you what you don't want so you can find what you do want, and that's on the unicorn side here. And with the rainbow here, I see you're living just multi-dimensionally with a lot of different colors and nuance. And even when you look back on these difficult things, you're able to see them from numerous different perspectives. You can look at things from a lot of different angles, like a good journalist for your life. So I think you even can look on the past and know that everything you went through taught you strong lessons. I think the main thing that Spirit's bringing this in for is to remind you that these things weren't meant to hurt you. That might have been an impact of them, but the intent was to turn you into this person. We talk about intent versus impact a lot in the psychology communities and spiritual communities, and sometimes people hurt us and their intent isn't to, but the impact is that it does hurt us. So Spirit's saying you might find more peace realizing that the intent is to turn you into this rainbow, multifaceted person. And I think this is who you always innately were, but growing up in this environment brought you back to who you truly are in a very powerful way, and it strengthened who you are, if that makes sense. It's like there's shows or movies where somebody goes on a very long journey that could have maybe been solved quicker, like right away. The problem could have been solved right away. But the movie and its excitement comes in the long journey, and that's what I see happening for you, that you went through these trials and tribulations to strengthen yourself. And yeah, life imitates art, art imitates life. Movies often are a reflection of the human psyche, and you learned these lessons to strengthen your unicorn nature and to trust that Spirit always had your back, even in these precarious circumstances. Because the elephant's a very clear sign that everything has been working out in your highest good, and these troubles were meant to teach you something. And I think this autumn, you're going to be more in your unicorn essence than ever before. And you might have some pain towards the past, pain towards experiences that hurt you. And Spirit's saying, the reason you are this unicorn is because of those experiences. And they can be honored as well. And yeah, they weren't the most happy of times. They were difficult times. But they brought you to this color. They brought you to be able to see color. And I see that you're getting to a place where when obstacles get in your way, you know they're teaching you something and you're less scared of them like you might have been in the past, because you see how all the obstacles in your past brought you to who you are now. It's like that stoic belief that the obstacle is the way. The obstacle refines your character, makes you who you are. And you are so well versed in this that any obstacle that comes your way, it won't be earth-shattering. You'll just work through it and become even stronger for it. We have get more information. The sinks in this pile are insane. And success. Okay. I want to move this up a little just in case. So these experiences, as we were saying, were to give you more information on how the world operates. You couldn't help people who go through these things if you hadn't have gone through them. And to have this success, you couldn't start from the success. You had to go through these events. And yeah, I think that Spirit's really bringing in this message because you are coming into success in fall. The fall is going to be a very auspicious time for you and beautiful time. But all roses have their thorns. And you're being taught that thorns are the information you need to really appreciate the rose. So don't get too fixated on this pain, because it was meant to bring you to this beauty. And I see you recognize that and know that. But anytime you feel disheveled or are dealing with these lessons, remind yourself that they're bringing you closer to this beauty and to this wisdom and joy in your life. So you're growing through what you go through, pile 2. And you're coming to a lot of success this fall. So that's beautiful. Next we have the Devil and higher consciousness. These things that held you back, these things that were difficult for you, they brought you to this higher consciousness. It's one of those things that like you can't have one without the other. And it's like people talk about how you can use your flaws to your advantage or difficulties to your advantage. And that's exactly what this spread is stating. And I think you learning how to persevere in these environments helps you persevere in your goals and fight for what you care about. This is very beautiful. And I just heard you have nothing to fear except fear itself. So I think you're going to be seeing your pain in a different way that helps you in this work of like showing your magic to the world, because I think you're going to be doing something where you're kind of in the spotlight, where you're helping people in your community and doing things that are very inspirational. And you're brought here through these battles you went through. And don't shame yourself when you're thinking about these battles or when you reflect on the hardship of it, because it's helping you get more information into your life. And you're also being reminded that you can come back to center and focus on this beautiful perspective you have now whenever you want. I'm hearing, don't let the past hold you back. Continue to move forward, but know that everything that happened brought you to this beauty that you're experiencing now. We have 8. We have air. Okay, wow. So the elephant is all about abundance and prosperity, and 8 reminds me of that too. Attracting prosperity, manifesting. 8 is a number of abundance, and everything you went through brought you to this abundance. Libra season's really standing out to me in this card. They have all 3 of the air signs, but Libra season also falls in fall. So it falls in fall. So oh, and there's trees here. And this reading is called Falling Leaves. Wow. Okay. And trees here. You're on the right track. It's cool that they're both on this side of the unicorn. You're having a lot of prosperity come in and joy come in. And this is your new chapter. Your new life is this beauty. And when you feel pain about the past, it's important to recognize that it's what created you into this person that's having all this beauty. And so you can look on the past with love. Or I think in the fall, you're going to be finding a way to look on the past with love and see it from a different perspective. Because with the peacock's tail here, you're seeing things from every perspective. You are very open-minded, and I think you're just going to have a serenity and a peace towards your life that you've never had before. This is like enlightenment in its purest form. So air also reminds me of being adaptable, and I think that this past has made you adaptable to whatever comes in your present. And I think you're going to be giving very sage advice to people and to yourself, and bringing a lot of color into your life in the fall. This is very pretty. This is a pretty reading. It reminds me of that Taylor Swift song that says, like, isn't it just so pretty to think there was an invisible string tying you to me? Everything's happening for a reason. And oh, you should listen to Invisible String by Taylor Swift. It talks about the past and difficulties that brought her to where she is now. That's the crux of this song, or this pile. So we're gonna look at the tarot cards now. I keep hearing as within, so without. Your dreams might be giving you very important signs. Also, the appetite stone's about getting rid of confusion. So this might be something that you just needed to hear out loud. I think you're still new, all of this, but sometimes we need to hear it out loud. So we're going to shuffle the crystal cards, and then we're going to clarify them with the Alice in Wonderland cards. What does pile 2 need to know? The Wheel of Fortune. I trust whatever the universe brings me. Wow. I have everything I need to prosper. I go forward with confidence. In reverse, the Chariot. Too many. And I choose my battles carefully. Okay. And we have the Ten of Wands. I love and care for myself first. In reverse. Or in upright. Okay. And let's look at the Alice in Wonderland cards now. What? Can we clarify the Wheel of Fortune? The Six of Pentacles. Can we clarify the Queen of Pentacles? The Page of Swords. Chariot in reverse is the Moon in reverse. And the Knight of Swords is the Three of Wands. And we have the Ace of Swords on the back of the deck in reverse. Okay. This is really cool, pile 2. You're learning to trust in the flow of your life and in what the universe brings you. And I feel like in the past, you might have had a period where you shut down and didn't want to interact with the outside world. And you're at a place now where you're giving of yourself and doing it in a way that empowers you rather than takes from you. So that's very cool. You are also really coming into your power and knowing that everything you need to prosper is within you. And I think there's going to be people in your life who are learning from you at this time and watching you, as well as you looking at how far you've come from the past and that you aren't trying to control things anymore. You're trusting in the ebbs and flows of life. There might be a situation this fall where you aren't sure whether you should move forward with this thing or you should let it go. And Spirit's saying that you can keep it simple. And if something's causing you grief and you're feeling like you're meant to let it go, you probably are. Because Spirit brings things very simply. If you have a good feeling towards it, it means that you can stay with it and continue, and the Chariot would be in the upright and you'd go forward with confidence. But if you feel this confused and things get this complicated with something, Spirit's reminding you to choose your battles carefully and love and care for yourself first. And I think you were taught growing up to people please, to help other people, to put other people first. And there's a situation that's coming up this fall where you have to put yourself first and go forward with I see you're going forward with confidence in other areas of your life, but there's a specific thing that it doesn't feel like it's in alignment with you anymore. And in the fall, you're going to be cutting this out of your life with the sword and trusting that the other things in your life are more meant for you. With the Three of Wands here, I see you'll have a lot of other things in your life that are going well. This is that one small thing in your life that you're being tested with, to know your worth and to go and to trust your intuition that this isn't serving your life anymore. And it doesn't mean it wasn't serving your life in the past, but things can inevitably help us at some point but hinder us later on. So you'll know what this is whenever it's meant to leave your life, because I see your intuition's very on point, but this is something in the fall you might have to deal with. And I see you're just going to be so trusting in the universe and in your intuition that it'll be fine. And there's so much abundance coming in for you from all areas, regardless of this. So I think this will just be an easy decision, but it'll be bittersweet because it's something you're not sure you want to let go of, but in the end, you know you have to. So that will be coming for you in the fall. But I'm just being honest with you. When I see resistance in a reading, I'll let you guys know. But that's only resistance I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you have other battles you're fighting, that you're enjoying, and you know that abundance is coming in with them. You're getting attention for your wisdom, and you're giving to the places that matter in your life. I think your intuition's very on point in what is worth your time and energy, and trust that. And when things don't feel like they're worth your time and energy, notice it and do something about it. I don't think you're going to feel completely confident about letting this thing go with the Ace of Swords and the Moon in reverse, but you can trust your intuition. Your intuition is telling you the right thing to do, and if something's burdening you and isn't feeling like it's adding to your life, that's a strong indication it's meant to go. But I see so much in your life. Letting that go will just leave space for more beauty to enter your life, and there's already so much beauty in your life and beautiful friendships, beautiful experiences, beautiful surprises in the future. There's going to be some very beautiful surprises this fall. So trust yourself, choose your battles carefully. Know that you have everything within you need to prosper, and trust whatever the universe brings to you, because it's bringing you beautiful things. Yeah. I see once you work this out, you'll be moving forward fast to your desires. So yes, Pile 2, this is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 3, if you chose the red jasper, then this is your reading. All on fall messages for you. So let's get into it. The first card we have here is the Nightingale. And we also have the Lonely Journey of the Priestess. So for all the other piles, 2 animal cards came out. And this, since this is only 1 animal card composed with the Lonely Journey of the Priestess, I'm seeing that your message is one of solitude and learning how to love being on your own. Whatever you're doing during the fall, it's kind of a dichotomy because you're speaking out. You are being more authentic to who you are than you ever truly have been in your life. And people are going to be resonating with what you have to say. You're going to really resonate with people's souls in your expression. But it does feel like this fall, you are going to be connected to people, but also isolated. And I think this comes from your high level of perception and the enlightenment you've been through. You've definitely ascended and been through ego deaths and been on the spiritual journey for a while. With this path here, I very clearly see that. And there will be times where you feel like people can't swim to your depths. People can't meet you exactly where you're at. You resonate with people, but it's hard for you to find people who you resonate with and can connect with you on the deep level you operate at. And this is something that I feel like you are trying to avoid, this fact that you sometimes feel lonely during the fall. And you're going to be mostly focused on sharing your voice and being authentic to yourself and being true to yourself. And you're really pushing to bring these truths to people. Bring your truth to people. And Spirit's coming through to say that when you feel dissatisfied, when you feel sad, a large component of this is you feeling disconnected from other people, like people can't truly connect with you. And it's one of those dichotomies where you're out there connecting with people and being more true to yourself than you've ever been, but you also feel as though people can't match your depths that often. And I can see that you really care about the people around you. It's just this feeling of being alone sometimes that you might notice. And you feel very connected to Spirit, but physically there just might not be a lot of people who see life the way you do. And you'll be helping a lot of people. It's like one of those things where people talk about how doctors help so many people, but who helps them? That's kind of what I'm getting here, is you feeling as though your wisdom helps a lot of people around you, but not a lot of people meet you at your deepest points. So that's interesting. Let's keep going. We have the Drowned King and the Mystic. So I see that you're going to be around people who are operating from their ego. And the ego we talk about the ego as though it's always a bad thing. And what I'm feeling here is that it's more so these people just haven't had the experiences and awakenings that you've had, and they're just a little less developed on their spiritual journey that you're helping. And I see you're doing great work in helping these people. But it's almost as though your own power and ability to see during this time is just making you feel more isolated from the people around you. And it's cool because you have this incredible power and can swim to the depths of your nature and can see all of these brilliant soul insights, but I think you're interacting with people you think can get there too, but they are more focused on material things, on egoic things, and they have some they're making things a bit more complicated for themselves. And you've been in this ego mindset before, and I just feel like there's a bit of solitude here, because at this time in your life, you're not around people who've made it this far in the journey as you have. And so there's parts of you that you just feel aren't being touched by the people around you, if that makes sense. And Spirit's bringing this through for your fall messages to explain why you might feel sad sometimes, and also to let you know that it's all right that people don't understand you at this point in your life, and you're really helping people regardless of, you might have a fear that what you're doing isn't resonating with people because you feel this lack of resonance with people around you, but you're being told here that it is. And you're helping people through their awakening journeys to see the world in a brighter way. The work you're doing is really helpful. And I feel like when you fixate too much time on the people you're helping, or the people around you in your everyday life, in your community, there needs to be a balance of you also focusing on your inner life and inner world and meeting yourself at the depths that your soul wants to go to. Because sometimes the journeys we take on life have to be alone, and that's completely okay. And you can just turn around and look at this whenever you feel, when you feel that lack of resonance with the people around you, it means you need to spend more time focused on yourself. And I'm very much seeing in these cards that you will be coming into contact with people who can go to these deep levels with you. They're just few and far between. So you're being told you're on the right path, and that everything you're going through is teaching you something. This solitude has purpose, and I think you're going to see some very beautiful progress in the people around you in their soul ascensions, and you're going to be seeing the universe at work in people's lives, and you're going to be very grateful for the road you're on and the fact that you get to watch these flowers bloom. So next we have reconsider. We have the Tower. Interesting. So this is reminding me that you're meant to focus on your work and know that you have worth whether or not you help other people. And what I'm seeing here is that your throat chakra is very activated. You're very much helping people. And I think you might this fall want to fixate on helping people through their transformations and them releasing things, their leaves falling. But you have to tend to your garden and watch your leaves fall and continue to grow. You might be scared sometimes that since you already are on a farther level in your journey, the more far you go, the less you'll connect with people. And that's not true at all. And you're meant to push ahead and continue on your journey. And those who will meet you where they need to. This is you trusting more in the divine, in your path, and knowing that the road you're traveling is the right one. And there's less, you need to focus less on other people's journeys and outcomes, and know that they have to make these decisions for themselves, and you're meant to focus on what you can do for your life. And I think you are reminded in these people of the Tower moments you went through, and you want to help them because a part of them reminds you of who you were in the past. But there's a level of, you're not spending enough time focused on yourself and your inner world and what you need. And Spirit's asking you this fall to focus more on what you need and find a healthier balance with helping other people. Because it's almost as though if you go away for a few days and just focus on your inner world, when you come back, you'll see progress in the people you were focused on. And sometimes that time apart is necessary. And Spirit's saying that you must focus on yourself, or this neglect of yourself could lead to a Tower moment. So you're meant to focus on your inner world and light and not escape into externalities all the time. There's a balance that's needed here between you operating in the external world and you taking care of your inner life. And I see that you can do that. I think this is one of those things where you truly feel like you can speak your mind, and it's something you haven't been able to do to this full capacity in the past. So you want to just shout your knowledge from the rooftops. But there's times that you need to go on your inner journey and continue to grow and do what your soul desires, rather than, there's a balance between helping others and helping yourself. That's the main message. So we have higher thought, we have learning. It might also be that you don't want people to go through these tower moments, so you're exerting a lot of energy on helping them. But these tower moments help us learn, and if you reflect on your tower moments, they brought you to where you needed to be, and sometimes people need to go through these lessons for themselves. And when you think of their lessons from a higher perspective and know they're all on the same journey as you are, just at a different place in it, you'll find peace, and you won't feel the need to help people in such a fixated way. You'll learn how to release expectations and trust in the divine, that they're learning their lessons in the way they're meant to. And also, we've been talking about falling leaves, and there's a tree here, and there's trees here, and this reminds me that what you're learning right now is very important. And it almost feels like this is a very major lesson for you to learn the balance between caring for others and caring for yourself, and knowing this is like healing codependency. I've seen that in a few different readings lately, and I think you're going to be finding that balance you need of reliance on yourself and care for yourself, as well as interest in the external world. I think you're around people who have shared similar experiences from your past. The blue here, you're like, this bird is sitting on the blue moon. Once in a blue moon. And you're fixated on similar experiences, but you're allowed to go on your journey and continue to learn and not fixate on the past through other people's experiences that are going on around you that remind you of your past. The nightingale sings of a happier day, and this is your happier day. And you're meant to focus more on yourself and not letting other things take up too much of your energy. Because I see if you fixate on learning and on your journey, you are such a strong person who knows what you need that no tower moments will happen. You'll have a very perceptive eye on what's going on in your life. But if you're projecting too much of your life onto other people, I can just see your time won't be balanced in a way that's helpful for you. So we have the sun, 33, and descendant. So this fall, I do think you might be having a focus on relationships, and this is with yourself and with others, and knowing what boundaries you want to set with other people. And by focusing on your inner world, you'll know how to better set these boundaries with others. With the sun here, I'm thinking about how everybody shares the sun, and this side is really about your connection to other people. But 3 and 33 is 2 threes. It's a very balanced number, and it almost reminds me that half of your time is meant to be spent on chasing the sun, on doing what inspires you, and the other half is meant to restore and rebuild yourself. And you're meant to find this balance between yourself and others. And I think this is very big because you grew up thinking that you needed to take care of other people for
sense of worth, and you're unlearning that, and there might be times that you start to fixate on people more than you should and their opinions over your own. And when you see that, that's a red flag, and you need to come back into yourself and re-examine your priorities and values. So yeah, pile 3, this is cool. You're in the midst of a transformation where you're really taking your power back. But this fall is going to be a time where you learn how to balance your inner life and external life in a harmonious way. So let's look at the tarot. I'm hearing F with Myself by Banks. I think that song's important for you. You might also be focusing on people in your past and how they're doing, and you're just being reminded to come back to yourself. But we'll see through the cards. Shuffle for pile 3. Okay. What does pile 3 need to know? I surrender and know how to go forward. In reverse, it's the Tower in reverse. We had that come out earlier. The Magician, I manifest perfectly what I desire. I trust myself to see the truth. 7 of Cups. 2 of Swords, whatever I decide, I trust in the outcome. And 9 of Swords, I trust the present moment. On the back of the deck we have, I create what I choose naturally and with joy. In reverse, it's the Empress in reverse. Okay. Now we're gonna clarify these cards with the Alice in Wonderland deck. So, yeah. Okay, this is very interesting, pile 3. And I see this being a very big time of expansion and learning in your life. So let's clarify the Tower in reverse. The Hermit. Let's clarify the Magician. The Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. 8 of Wands. 2 of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Okay, that was too many. For the 9 of Swords, what do you want? The Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. We have the 9 of Swords again on the back of the deck. Okay. So, pile 3. I'm drawn immediately to the Tower. So, we were talking about surrendering earlier. Surrendering to what you can't control. And I think that you might be ruminating on the past in a way that's disempowering. With the 9 of Swords here twice, I think you're fixated on, you might not be seeing things completely clearly and have mental anguish about your past repeating itself, or there's a lot about illusion in these cards with the 7 of Cups here and the 9 of Swords. For this fall, your message is that you are releasing a very difficult chapter from your past that made you question your worth. I think other people in the past made you question your worth, and you've realized now, as we were discussing earlier, that your worth comes from within. With the Magician upright and the Ace of Pentacles, I see that you are well on your way to realizing this. You realize that you manifest perfectly what you desire, and you're really getting your confidence back during this time. But there will be times where you slip back into these old habits of thinking, and when you do, you are meant to introspect and take time to yourself. Wow, okay, yeah. So whenever you're feeling out of balance or feeling like triggered or in that state of mind that you had in the past where when you felt like your worth was fading or your worth wasn't, people made you feel like your worth was less than it is. They treated you badly. and you've healed a lot of this, but whenever you get triggered into not knowing how to move forward or caring what other people think, that is a definitive sign that you need to introspect and focus on yourself. This Hermit card very much describes the lonely journey of the priestess. Sometimes you must go into yourself, go into your inner world to learn the truth. And once you can do that, you're better equipped to handle the external world. And it's difficult because with this past experience, I think you had love for this thing that hurt you. And I can see that you trust in this outcome and trust in the present moment. But sometimes you question if things are really working out the way they're meant to. And they are. But these triggers are meant to be looked at and not invalidated. You're meant to hold space for the times you feel like you're struggling with surrender and moving forward in your life, and reminding yourself that this is a past energy that comes from a time whenever you had a lot of mental anguish and didn't know your true worth, and now you do. And sometimes the best cure for this is just rest and taking care of yourself and giving yourself love. Because the thing is you might get really disheartened whenever you have these periods where you start to have low confidence again. But when you've had experiences that are this difficult in the past, you're going to be triggered back into that feeling. It's like our brain is a computer that's run on a certain software, and if that software is activated again, you'll fall back into it. So do not be hard on yourself for getting into this triggered, fearful spot. Because the simple solution is to take care of yourself and go into this hermit mode to heal and learn how to surrender and go forward. Once you feel that you have surrendered and are happy to move forward, you can go back and interact with the external world in the way that you're loving to do. I see you loving this chapter of your life and loving what's happening in the fall. But there's moments you might slip back into an old self-limiting belief or fears that aren't valid. Fears, Esoteric talks about how fears are false evidence appearing real, and I love that. That's very true. And whenever you go into this hermit mode and you can feel internally that you truly believe this and have moved past these triggers, you can go out and trust yourself to see the truth and communicate effectively with people and trust yourself to see your worth. So, Spirit's coming through to just let you know that sometimes this pain happens and you're well on your way to victory, and these setbacks are meant to teach you something, and you have so much good happening in your life, and it's a reminder that these feelings of self-worth come from the past, a lack of self-worth come from the past, and by naming them for what they are and taking time to take care of yourself and rest and choose yourself and set boundaries, you're going to have a fantastic fall. Pile 3, this is a very big growing experience where these feelings of low self-worth happen less and less the more you practice this. So, yeah, Pile 3. I'm sorry if I've been saying a different pile. Pile 3. It's been an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in another video. Take care. Bye. Hello, Pile 4. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the amethyst, then this is your reading on fall messages for you. So let's get into it. Off the bat, we have the lamb and the horse. Both of these are earth energies, so I can see a lot's happening on the material plane for you in the fall. And off the bat, these are very different earth energies. And I see that you're going to be balancing between the two throughout the fall. So with the Lamb card, I can see that you're a very pure soul and you are very connected to the divine and have an innocence to you that you can see everything. You're very perceptive and you choose to focus on the good. So you have a very pure heart that the divine wants to shelter no matter what. And I can see that this is the energy you enjoy being in, is this optimistic, pure,
energy. This is what you like. And you will be in it in the fall, but you're going to be going back and forth between being in this energy and being in the horse energy, where the horse energy is very confident, very free, and very powerful, and gets what it wants, and has a power that they don't let anyone else mess with it. Think of wild horses and how hard they are to tame. Wild horses fight for themselves and stand their ground no matter what. And so I see that around people that you can be vulnerable and show your soft side to, you will. But you also be in this energy of power, and when you need to be, and fight when you need to, and stand your ground if people come at you. And what's interesting is I think some people see your lamb energy as naivety, or you know how people say being kind or being pure in this world is one of the greatest strengths, because it's very easy to close off and be rude and fight against the world, but to have this outlook shows how strong a character is. Some people see kindness as a weakness. I'm thinking of 4 or 5 Seconds by Rihanna and Kanye now, and Paul McCartney. Anyway, those people will see you in this energy, and all of a sudden you're going to come out in this very powerful, dominant horse energy, and people are not going to mess with you again. They see this lamb energy and mistake it for weakness, and you come into this horse energy and show them that they'd better think twice about messing with you. So these are the two energies you're oscillating between in the fall. And having a balance of these is very powerful, and I can see is leading to amazing results for you. And I think you're going to get more confident in the horse energy and have more fun being in it. I think the lamb energy is the most serene for you, but the horse energy reminds you that no matter what, you'll stand up for yourself and can protect this lamb energy that's within you. So next we have Slimy and Justice. Wow. So this energy comes out when you have to fight for yourself, whenever slimy people around you want to take advantage of this lamb energy. That's when the horse energy comes out. And the reason it comes out and you have begun to utilize the horse energy so well is because you've seen what happens to your lamb energy whenever it is naive and mistakes slimy people for good people. So you are very quick on your feet, and when you notice this sliminess, you immediately turn into this horse energy and fight for yourself. And it's justified. This is not something you're doing as a power play or anything. It's a way to have justice for yourself and not let people mess with you. So I'm seeing a very beautiful balance here of you knowing when it's time to stand up for yourself this fall, and knowing when you can be vulnerable and soft and in that gentle energy that you love. So I really see people being shocked by you transforming from this lamb to this horse, and it's this thing where they see your true power, and it's like they tried to mess with you before, but now they probably won't even make eye contact with you because they've seen your true power. So this is one of those things where you really show people your true character, and they regret how they handled things before. So we have Benevolent Guide. I've been seeing a lot of bees lately. This is a very good sign. And we have the Mask. It's cool that both of these cards have rainbow in it. But whenever you have to come into this horse energy, I think people are showing their true shadow. And in the past, you might have seen this color in their mask, but now you know to distinguish when someone's wearing a mask and you can't be this beautiful, authentic self. And I love that Benevolent Guide came out, because it just shows that you are so protected, and you will know immediately when you need what energy you can be in, what energy is safe for you to be in, what is necessary in any given situation. And you're not doing this from a malicious place. You're just standing your ground. And bees have stingers on them for a reason, to fight if they need to. And I see that that's what you're using. You're learning how to utilize this fighting spirit in you whenever people take advantage of it. Because when you're in this lamb energy, you're showing your true soul. You aren't wearing a mask. And sometimes people might try and take advantage of this that do wear masks. So this is you fighting for yourself and letting these people know they can't walk all over you and you can fight for yourself. This card's beautiful. The rainbow here reminds me that you've had to go through hardship to get to this point where you stand up for yourself, but you're doing it now. And I feel like you can feel your spiritual power anytime you step into this energy. So I think it's a very beautiful experience for you. And you're being comfortable, you're getting comfortable shifting between these energies and knowing that both have their proper time and place to use them. And you're accepting yourself as a multidimensional being that needs to respond in different ways to different experiences. And you're really cultivating this gift in the fall. And it's making your life much more rich and happier because you're using the correct energies in the correct times. So we have temperance and we have perfect timing. Okay. So I see with the horse card here and temperance that this, well, there's so many animal cards here, and that's reminding me that you're going to be acting on instinct and you'll be in the right energy at the right time. You can trust that whatever energy is meant to come out will come out if you act on your proper instincts. And the temperance card here really talks about moderation and balancing out your life. And I see that you can't be in one of these energies all the time. You don't want to be spread too thin in one energy. And going back and forth between these energies is very helpful to you. And you're learning how to love both of these parts of you and trust that the water and fire side of you can blend, like this temperance card. Water's falling into this fire. There's a beauty in this process and how you live your life, and you're definitely seeing that. There's a calmness under pressure here that you fight when you need to. And when you're meant to be in this vulnerable space, it will come out. You'll know when to trust people and when not to. You have that keen perceptivity, and the balance of these two things is going to take you very far this autumn. And Spirit's working very closely with you for you to balance out these two parts of yourself. So we have the eternal light of love. You're shifting between these from a loving place. You see that people are acting from fear and you respond with love, but love can sometimes be assertive and showing the truth to somebody. And for you to be able to be in this lamb energy, there has to be a horse energy behind it, and that's what you're revealing to people at this time. And not to mess with either of these energies. And I see you being led by Spirit and being very protected during this time. And you're really turning into the highest version of yourself. You're living as your higher self in the 3D reality. And I think you're going to be surprised by how much you increase in your power and self-confidence and self-respect over this season. That's the main lesson you're learning this season, is how to protect yourself effectively. So we have Yod, third house, and solar eclipse. Wow. So third house has to do with communication. It's a house of communication, and you're learning how to communicate effectively and to meet your own needs. And this was destined for you to learn this lesson. You were meant to learn how to protect yourself and live in this beautiful energy at the same time. The solar eclipse is happening during the fall, October 25th, and that'll be I think now till October 25th is going to be a very abundant time in you practicing this and there might be some event that happens around the solar eclipse that helps reinforce your confidence and respect in yourself. This is a very powerful time where you're really becoming the version of yourself you are meant to be. So let's look at the tarot cards for more information. Okay, so we have the crystal bodies. So I'm going to shuffle them. Okay, for pile 4, the sun. I am optimistic and appreciate all I have. In reverse, judgment in reverse. I look back with compassion for myself. 7 of Pentacles. I trust my ideas and my direction. 6 of Wands. I am proud of what I achieve and accept my rewards. I make decisions without pressure. In reverse, Knight of Wands. A lot of cards came out for you guys, but there's a reason. Strength. I can deal with whatever comes my way. And death. I let go and embrace new beginnings. Okay. So we're going to clarify them with the Alice in Wonderland deck. Okay. Clarify the sun. The star in reverse. The sun is also a star. For judgment, we have 7 of Wands in reverse. 4 of Wands for the 7 of Pentacles. The World in reverse for the 6 of Wands. How about for the Knight of Wands? The Queen of Wands. The 9 of Cups for strength. And the 2 of Swords for death. We have the 6 of Wands in reverse on the back. What did we have for the other deck? We had I am my own anchor, King of Cups in reverse. Okay. So pile 4. A lot of cards came out for you. So give me a second to look over them all. So first off, this fall is going to be a very abundant time for you and show you your true strength in a way that you haven't seen it before. You know what your happiness is, you know what's out there for you in the future that you care about and you want to move forward to. But I think you still have some lingering pain, festering wounds from the past that sometimes hold you back from getting into that horse energy, or you have a reminder of how your lamb energy was taken advantage of by people. And you're learning right now how to look back on yourself with compassion and go forward to your dreams and happiness and confidence. You're this very beautiful healer. You're a wounded healer, I'm seeing, and you see your power, but sometimes that pain of the lamb being hurt comes back to you. So right now I see with the Judgment card and the sun in reverse, I really see that these are things you're healing right now. In the fall, you'll be healing, allowing yourself to move towards what you love and what you desire, and looking at yourself with compassion in the past, because slimy people definitely did you dirty in the past. And what Spirit wants to say about the fall is that you should trust your ideas and direction. You're leading yourself to a very abundant, happy place. And I feel like people in the past made you make decisions with pressure, or led you astray. And you're standing your ground now and know that you're going to have victory and that it's yet to come. You've already had victory in getting out of the situation, but the rest will follow. And the more you heal and have compassion for yourself in the past and allow yourself to move forward to what you love, you're going to see that you can deal with anything that comes your way. And you're going to have some very beautiful things come in during this fall that really solidify the fact you're in a new chapter. But in the past, I think people were your anchor and they took advantage of you and chose themselves. And whatever the situation was, you let go of it and you knew it was the right decision, but there was still pain there. And you're still dealing with the trauma of letting go of those things, that even ego identities and who you were in a past chapter, because you were meant for more. You were meant for a happier destiny. But sometimes your ego has a hard time seeing that this path was meant to lead this way. And over this fall, the main thing Spirit's reiterating is that you will come into success. You're going to grow in your confidence levels. You're going to trust yourself over all else. And you're learning how to heal from the past and heal from the past hurts and past abandonments, and know that everything worked out the way it was meant to lead you to where you are today. And whatever abundance comes in, you're going to be very grateful for. And this is a reminder that even with the good, there is still pain. And it's refreshing to see that the pain's from the past and not in the present. But it's important for you to honor the fact that that pain still exists, and that someone was blocking your sun, and still those negative voices in your head don't let you always have compassion for your past self. And the more you work on this fall, the more you'll see clarity in the direction you're going in, and be able to celebrate your successes as they come and know your worth. So I'm also seeing that 2015 was a significant year in some way, where you dealt with a pain that I think you've had other pains that have come since then, big experiences, but that's one that I think started these lessons of finding your true fulfillment and having compassion for yourself and knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. And knowing that death brings new beginnings. And this fall, you're going to see this new beginning you're in and be very thankful for it. And also, as you do that, you'll be healing from the past. This will be a very busy fall, and I see a lot of good coming from it and a lot of growth. And you're being reminded that healing isn't linear and it's okay to be sad sometimes. So I didn't do this for the other cards, but I'm going to pull some tea leaf fortune cards for you guys. What does pile 4 need to know? What does pile 4 need to know? Okay. So we have Stork, news of a birth or a new business opportunity. Hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Success. And Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Wow. Just know that how you perceive the past and how you perceive these pains isn't exactly clear, and you're coming to success with these old things leaving your life. There's a new business opportunity or a birth of a creative thing. It could be anything really. Take it how it resonates for you, but so much good is entering your life because of these endings. And there will be rest and vacation of some sort where you find that serenity. The forest might be relevant for you right now. Maybe looking at the stars in the forest sometime in the fall. when you get fixated on the past, remind yourself that you're seeing it from a muddled lens, and the only thing we have control over right now is the present. So you can and will heal from these things, and so much good is coming in. It's one of those things that you can only carry so much. So whatever you need to let go of to have a more fulfilling future with these beautiful things coming in, you're meant to. So yes, pile 4. This is what I'm getting for you. It was an honor to read for you. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my readings, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.